for the Fantasy Flyby. Where did your team land this week?
All right, week 1 down, and in this week's Fantasy Flyby, let's kick it off with the Cover 2 League. So, starting with Cover 2, first, the quick side note again with Cover 2. Last week, I ragged on Team Useless Mac Attack for that atrocious team name, and I'm so proud it worked. He changed his team name.
What is it now?
I like very, very much. It is Mac Diddy.
Oh, way better.
Good job.
Way better. Yeah.
And guess what? He got the win to match. So see, all in the name. You're welcome. But anyway. All right. So speaking of this week's winners, at the top of the heap, number 1 spot with a whopping 178 points. Choose Dumpster Fire. All right. 3 absolute fantasy studs did it for him. Josh Allen, Cooper Kupp, Saquon Barkley, each of those guys posting more than 30 fantasy points. Not too far behind yours truly. The Battle Beast squeaked out a win in the 11th hour with Old Man Rodgers. Landed me in second place with 152 points. And in third, the aforementioned Mac Diddy nipping at my heels, 149. And what did it for him? That Dallas defense, 6 sacks. 6 tackle for loss and a TD.
Yep, very impressive.
All right, also now the biggest loser in the Cover 2 League, Spicy Curry, Dead Blast, 10th place. Only team in the league, I think, not to break 100 fantasy points. And that Marvin Harrison Jr. pick may have been what did it, 1.4 points.
Yep.
And he was picked very, very high early on first round. I think we're talking 4th, 5th overall in some places. And I think that might have been what it was for him. Well under his projected 13 points. And I think he's got bigger problems when a kicker is your highest scoring on your roster. You might have to move some things around.
Yikes.
Yeah. All right. Also, so in this week's, you started who for Cover 2 also goes to Mac Diddy. So he took a gamble on the rookie. He pulled out the win, but took a gamble on the rookie Caleb Williams, who only finished the day with 8 fantasy points, while he had Baker Mayfield on his bench with a whopping 40 down the drain.
Tough week for our first round quarterbacks coming out of college.
Yeah.
Except for one. Do you know who it was?
Daniels.
Daniel Daniels had a fantastic week. And he
fantasy wise.
Well, yeah, we've talked about this on the show as him probably being the actual best one that came out of college last year. And he showed it.
And he showed it. But those things like that matter in fantasy down the stretch in terms of that 40 points on the bench. When it comes to playoff seeding, you're gonna be wishing you had that 40. So tighten up there. But moving on to the Air It Out League, our flagship league. Joe, what did I say last week about this league?
Super competitive.
And it's the newcomer.
Very much the newcomers.
Very much the newcomer.
This guy likes to talk too.
Sitting pretty.
Yeah.
In the number 1 spot, all the smoke lit up this weekend. 185 points.
That's a big number. That's a big number.
185. That Dallas D, again for him, also leading the way, 34 fantasy points. And this year's potential league MVP, Lamar Jackson, not too far behind with 31. And in all the smoke's wake was left-handed Thanos, second place, 154 points. Pretty nice, balanced, all-around win for him. I think everybody on the team was pretty much even either right near their projections or a little bit over.
Jordan Love before he got hurt. Alvin Kamara gave him a nice day. Yeah.
Yes. And in third place, Florida Fade. With 152, it was Anthony Richardson and that huge arm that did it for him, and he likes to show it off.
Did you see that one touchdown he threw down? That was amazing. That was amazing.
Bomb.
Yeah.
60-yard bomb, nearly like right out the gate.
Yeah.
To one Alec Pierce, who inexplicably is still on the waivers in our league. Crazy.
Athleticism through the roof. I've been saying it since day one. Yeah.
Crazy. But bringing up the rears this week, our very, very last place team, the only one who failed to break 100 points this week, that Grizzly.
Yeah, he was a Caleb Williams owner. That hurt him a lot. And Travis Kelce, who had a poor game too, 34 yards and only 6.4 points. And Zamir White.
Yeah.
He likes the Raiders, obviously, and he takes a couple every year. And he was touted pretty highly. White, but he only had 44 yards on 13 carries when they were playing from behind most of that game.
I would feel bad about this catastrophic start for him, but I don't. For number 1, he's put me out of the playoffs for 6 years in a row. So there's no sympathy over here for it. And number 2, he had a ton of points on his bench, and he knows what he's doing, so he'll make the adjustment. And we got a long way to go. But as of right now, still the worst team in the league. I don't know. It's like we predicted it or something last week. Weird.
Early. Week 1.